Hello, everyone. Welcome to MyWebUniversity, my YouTube channel. Today, I made one of the videos that I posted already, Python programming on Windows platform. You might be liking that video, and I'm going to make the same thing for Linux platform, Python programming on Linux platform. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to go through the slideshow from this PowerPoint presentation. And then as you can see here, I'm going to be providing you everything you need to know about Python on Windows. Actually, this one is Linux. So let me correct this PDF file right here. I'm going to change it to Linux because when I made the change, I forgot to update this one. Linux, and now it is Linux, so I'm going to save it, and everything else should be okay for, well, this one is also saying Windows, so I'm going to change that one also Linux, and then right here is Linux. So you see how easy it is for you to just make a change when you are creating like a template like information. All other ones are pertaining to Linux. So I'm going to just keep it how it is and then save it one more time and then go through slideshow. So as you can see here, we're going to discuss everything you need to know about Python on Linux from novice level to advanced level. So we're going to go to from novice to basic, basic to intermediate. Novice and basic is the same actually. Basic to intermediate and intermediate to advanced level. And we are going to have a number of videos. This is going to be a video number 1 in the series of videos for Python programming on Linux platform. And my name is Wahid Lutfi. I'm going to be presenting you this. And what we will cover on this, these are the skills that you are going to be learning. Python programming on Linux platform, installation and setting up the environment. Python, which is the Python is the IDE or actually the interpreter itself. We will install Python from python.org, documentation and everything. On Linux platform, usually you already have a version. You can install it based on the package manager that you're using on Linux. If you're on Ubuntu, you're using apt. And then if you're using on Red Hat or Rocky, you're using DNF or Yum. So we're going to install Python, IPython, which is interactive Python, and Jupyter Lab, which is the enhanced version of Jupyter Notebook. And then also we're going to discuss Python basic. So the basic, we're going to talk about the if statement, the variables, data types, and then all the expression, the statements. Everything will be covered on that one, as well as if statement, for statement, looping, branching, and everything. On the intermediate level, we're going to be discussing data structure, such as string, list, set, tuples, data dictionary. Even we're going to discuss classes and objects and properties and methods. And we are going to also go to advanced level, which we're going to be discussing a lot of the modules and different modules and different way of going from classes and object-oriented to all the way to modules and writing modules and functions. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a computer science scientist by professional. My name is Wahid Lutfi, and I have both a Bachelor of Sciences and Master of Sciences degrees from Cal State Fullerton. And it is, both of them are in computer science as a major. My major was computer science for both a Bachelor of Science and Master of Science degrees that I got. In a Bachelor of Science, I got it in '94, and Master of Science in '97. While I was at the college, Cal State Fullerton, I worked a lot of internship jobs at the college, at the computer lab, assistant professors, and all those. And that allowed me to work as an internship for Southern California Gas Company. In 91, I started. Until 97, I was their software engineer or programmer or system admin. I did all kind of consulting and DBA work, as well as operating system work there. Then I moved on to other companies as a programmer, as a DBA, as a software engineer. And then my last 20 years as a full-time employee, I worked at Jet Propulsion Laboratory, NASA, which is 13 years. I've been working for NASA as a computer scientist or as a computer science employee for which was an affiliate job, like a contractor for 13 years. I was a senior sysadmin, which I was doing a lot of Solaris, Linux, and Unix operating system, as well as other operating system like Windows. But at the same time, I was a lot of application and database and design of software and installation, configuration, networking, everything was all part of my job, which made a lot of senior and junior level support. I supported them. I mentored the junior level teams on intermediate level, as well as sometimes even supported the senior levels. We together made a lot of Jet Propulsion Laboratory projects for the flight ops and mission critical projects successful. And then the last 7 years, I have been working as an employee of Jet Propulsion Laboratory, NASA. jpl.nasa.gov is the website that you can go and even search for jobs for yourself. And then I have been doing, for the past 7 years, Enterprise System Analyst. My title is Enterprise System Analyst 4. And also I have been doing a lot of senior sysadmin, whether it's on the standalone server, virtualization, cloud computing, Amazon Web Services, or virtualization, and then also on supercomputing environment, which is high performance computing, HPC platform. I have also, while I was working full-time, I also taught some classes part-time as an adjunct faculty or college professor. I had a position to teach computer science related courses for National University for 4 years, at Cal State Fullerton for 2 semesters. And then the National University, I had taught compiler classes, database classes, operating system classes, Siege, Visual Basic, and a lot of other courses. And then at the same time, I had Oracle classes at Cal State Fullerton, Windows NT, back in the years of 1998, 1999, MySQL and SQL class, all of those ones at Cal State Fullerton. Then I moved on. I mean, I had, before National University, I was teaching for 2 years or a year and a half for Computer Learning Center, similar courses like C, Visual Basic, Informix, and all the database classes that they asked me to teach there. At the same time, in the last 2.5 years, part-time, I had taught classes at Pasadena City College as an adjunct faculty or adjunct college professor. And I have had a lot of other DBAs assessment on my website, MyWebUniversity, that I have built stuff and developed on the web and everything. So I'm the right person to help you out in this case. And that's all matters. And then I had a lot of Unix and Linux cybersecurity certification, as well as this month, as you can see, the honorary listee, I have been having the badge for being recognized on the Marquis Who's Who honorary listing since last month. And then that's a very thing that I'm really proud of. In fact, because when I checked it, I did not know anything about Marquis Who's Who on the when they called me for the interview. They interviewed me and then they wanted to nominate me. So you have to pass the interview. And then what they do is I went to this website after they told me that, yeah, we will send you the badge and everything is, you're qualified to do that one. So I checked it out. It says, how do you get nominated for Market Suite? So this URL that I'm posting here, you can search it, and then people are just checking on these websites. This has been since 1898, and it's about more than 125 years. It's about 1.5 million nominees on all fields and all majors. Some of them are people with PhDs, and some of them are people even like Warren Buffett, some other ones that they get recognized for their accomplishment. But jobs is based on reference. The nominees are based on reference value. And as you can see here, it says it is for those of the people that their position or noteworthy or achievement that have proved to be of the significant value to the society. I think this is very important. The latter says have proved to be a significant value to the society. Based on my past videos that I have been posting on a year and a half on MyWebUniversity.com for 20 years, I've write online documentation and online books and everything that I made it available to thousands of people. Maybe people, they some of them, they saw the value and they just say that, well, maybe we should nominate it. That's how those people, they might have recommended my name, and then that's how they got into my name and called me and interviewed me. I hope that's going to someday happen to all of you guys, because whenever you help and inspire other peoples in society, and you want to just do you know, some humanitarian work to help others without you just looking for money or some kind of benefit in return, you just do it good for humanitarian cause, then people in the society, they all want to just recognize you for that one. And I hope that you all get this kind of recognition. And my job is here to just bring the best I can do for you, so I can just help you out with your career, schools, and future jobs. And you could do the same thing for other people in years to come, because we all, someday we're not going to be on Earth, but your signature and your footprints that you are just leaving behind is going to help and inspire a lot of children that are today the children, but they're the future of the country and the society that we live in. So with that in mind, let's go with course outline. I'm going to be talking about Python programming on Linux platform. I'm going to have other videos to discuss these ones. Each one of those videos are going to be marked like video number 01, which is this one, video number 02, which is going to be installation and setup of environment. Then we're going to talk about Python installation, IPython, and Jupyter Labs. And then we're going to discuss about Python basics, intermediate and advanced. And then we're going to talk about Python modules and web programming. So the nice thing about Linux platform, you have to know the terminal or command line. The terminal or command line is your friend. Some of you might be familiar with shells. You could use the Bourne shell, which is SH, or Corn shell, KSH, or Bash, Born Again shell, or ZSH, which is the enhanced version of all of the shells, or C shell, or true C shells. All of those ones, I'm going to go through those ones and discuss it. And if you are just learning the Unix environment, I've had a lot of videos, especially the recent videos that I have. One of the videos is for Rocky Linux, from 0 or novice to advanced level. And then same thing for Linux, Red Hat, from 0 to hero. And then a lot of those people are watching those ones. I just made that Linux Red Hat is more than 4 hours long, so it's a full course. Same thing with Linux Ubuntu, and that is going to, I did 2 videos on that one last week on my weekend, and then I posted those ones, and people are watching them and thanking me for it. You don't need to thank me. You just help yourself, and God bless you, and help yourself, and then help your family, and enhance your career, and enjoy your life. Love and peace to you all. My job is not here to just, say that I need something in return. If you want to help me out, the best thing to do is pass on the knowledge. Once you become an expert or even advanced level, you help people that are basic or intermediate level. So every level that you learn, you help somebody below your skill set. And then that would be a very nice thing for you to pass on the knowledge. And then that's what my job is right now. So we are going to be talking about the Linux kernel, which is the core part of the operating system. And then the kernel, as I mentioned, is the core part of the operating system. And the device drivers is included, and all the daemons are included. Then we are going to use a secure shell to do a lot of remote shell access. That is why SSH and secure shell or SCOPY is going to be helping us to do the process. And then I already talked about the shells, the Bourne shell, the Corn shell, and the CSH, which is C-like syntax, and the true C shell, which is enhanced version of C shell, the Bash, which is born again shell. The videos that I made a entire full course on Bash shell scripting, so you should be watching that one. When I made 1,000 videos, obviously I have had already 1,100 videos. I have already covered a lot of these computer science courses, because a lot of my students at Pasadena City College, they couldn't afford to buy the book, and they were asking for PDF. So I wrote a Python program to generate 32,000 PDF files, and those are kind of public technical documentation for manual pages, or PowerShell documentation, or Windows help documentation that are general public. They are available already, but my job was to say, well, you don't sit in front of a Unix machine or a Windows machine or a PowerShell command prompt. But in order for you to see that one on a browser, all you need is internet access, and just go to my website. Everything is available for you online. You don't need to install Linux. You don't need to install Windows or PowerShell or any Bash scripting or any virtualization or Docker or anything, or Amazon Web Services. You just need to use MyWebUniversity.com, and everything is available online for you. So the ZSH and Bash, we will have like a discussion on it, and then the secure shell, SSHD is the daemon, SSH is the client, and SCOPY, secure copy, is for the client to copy files remotely. So those are the discussion that I cover now, but at the same time, when we go through the environment, I'll show you in the lab activity, all of those ones are different videos, or I might have already videos that I've covered them. So Python programming on Linux platform, we're gonna just go to the Python secure website, which is python.org, and then I'll show you the documentation and everything that is available. Then we set up your Python environment on the Linux platform, and then we also install, set up in code in Python. Python is the idle, which is the interpreter for Python language, which is an interpreter. It's not a compiler like C or C++ or Java. Java is bytecode, but Python is a programming language that is very easy to learn and very extensive, because a lot of modules that are available. So the modules that are there, there are built-in modules, and there's modules that you can do user-defined modules, and then similarly functions and other ones that you can use. We're also gonna install IPython, which is interactive Python, and then we're gonna use that one. Similarly, we use Jupyter Lab, which is an enhanced version of Jupyter Notebook. We're going to demo a lot of these stuff for you on the IDE side as well as idle side. And then The Python interpreter by itself, it has integrated development learning environment. We call it IDLE as abbreviation. As you can see, this one I'm covering the IDLE as well as the IDE. IDLE is inside the Python interpreter, which is called Integrated Development Learning Environment. And then Python IDE is the integrated development environment, such as PyCharm. On the GUI information, when you use PyCharm, it has the IDE, so it helps you out in a lot of coding levels that you can just get help, get a lot of sensitive information and a lot of details. But when I cover PyCharm, I will show you those features of IDE, similarly for Visual Studio Code and the extension and everything, and how you run them, how you compile, build them. Since we're not talking about compilers in this case, how you run the interpreter, how you get into the terminals, depending on what platform you're, and then on Linux, how you run it from Bash or shell scripting, and how you do run it from Code ID, as well as Jupyter Lab. We will discuss all of that. So let's get to the next one, which is Python Basic. So on Python Basic, you have to know what a variable is. Variables or data types, there are different types of data type. In every programming language, the data types are very important. We're going to be discussing data types because in Python, you don't have the option of like defining variables that are static, like when you define it in C and C++, data types are static. Once you define it one type, you cannot modify it unless you just want to do casting. But on a data type, whatever value you gave on Python, that value usually represent what kind of data type you use. So I'm going to show you a lot of the examples and a lot of different ways that you can understand different type of data types. Python is very simple, very easy to understand. And then it doesn't have pointers, and then you don't have to worry about memory leak or anything. Everything, Python is both functional programming as well as object-oriented programming. So a lot of the feature of C and C++ and everything is written in Python. The only difference is that Python is an interpreter, it's not a compiled. So C in assembly language and C++ and Java is much faster, but there's a lot of modules like regular expression in NumPy that are just written in pure C, native C. So when you use those ones, and it is the performance of the C, because it's all the native code that runs. So you're not just like regular expression or NumPy or any other SciPy. When you're using them, they're very, very fast and efficient for different purpose. They're written, and then it will help you. And then we're going to talk about expression, Boolean expression, and the statements. And when you talk about the statement, you're also talking about if statement or branching. When some condition happens, you want to branch to another subroutine or another instruction that you want to execute, or the else part, or sometimes call a functions or something, or go to a loop and then come back, or break or continue. All of those ones we will discuss, and the basics of Python, if statement, looping, the for statement, the for each statement, the while statement. We will discuss all of that one. In addition, we will show you the built-in functions that already comes within each modules. All those functions in functional programming are called functions, and then object-oriented programming, they are called methods. So we will show you those methods and functions. You can use function or method interchangeably, because Python, if you're talking about object-oriented, you have to say method. When you're talking about Python functional programming, you have to use function and the term. So it used to be on the function programming remote procedure called RPC, and now the method invocation on object-oriented is called a remote method invocation. The terminology is different depending on what whether you're talking about function programming or object-oriented programming, but the concept is the same. You're passing parameter to the functions, and you're calling a function, you're invoking a function. So whether you say call or invoke, or a remote procedure call or a remote method invocation, you're doing the same thing. For Python built-in function, you could also write user-defined function that are just up to you, that how many function you need, and you could write a function. Sometimes using the built-in function might help you a lot, but there might be times that you could use the math modules or random modules or OS module or sys module, because there's already code written for you. Code reusability is one part of object-oriented programming that you could do, but there are times that you have to write your own user-defined function, because the built-in function will just do part of what you want to do. And then the functions, or one advantage is that you write it once and you can use it many times. So, and that is the part that you don't want to write the same kind of instruction 10 times if you have to repeat it 10 times. You just give it a function name, and every time you need to call it 10 times, you just go within a for statement and then pass the parameter to that function and execute that function 10 times. So we're also going to talk about Python intermediate level programming. And then on the intermediate level, basically, we want to talk about data type and data structures. I taught 5 courses of Python at Pasadena City College. So I have a lot of videos and a lot of online classes and examples that I have already posted. But I will do another nicer, cleaner, up-to-date one for the new version of Python on a Linux platform. So whichever platform, whether I want to do it on Ubuntu or Rocky or Linux Mint or Red Hat, doesn't matter. I can do it on all. I have done it on all of them, and you will be learning a lot of them from there. So the data structure that I'm talking about here is strings data structure, sets, list, tuples or tuple, the data dictionary, and also the class. Class is part of the Python object-oriented programming. You can define a class, which an instance of a class would be an object. And then these object has properties and methods associated with it. The properties, or for example, a person is the class. The instance of a class, in this case, is, let's say, Wahid is one instance and one object. And then Wahid has some properties, that name, the user ID, the social security, the address, all of those ones are properties. The methods or the functions that Wahid could perform. Wahid could talk, read, write, play soccer, walk, and then just teach. Anything that you could do as a function, that those are methods that you could do. Similarly, like a car is the class, and then BMW is one object, Hyundai is another object, Honda is another one, Ford is another one. These properties of these cars, they have colors, they have 4 tires, they have all kind of different shape and size, and whether they're having different models. All of those ones are properties of it. What you can do with a car, you can drive it, you can stop it, you can start it. All of those are methods that you can apply to a car. Similar to like a animal. So a cat would be a class of animal. A class animal is the class, and then the cat and dog are objects. And then the properties, the size, the color, the cat name, the dog name, all of those are the property. And then the methods will be, they make sounds, a meow for the cat, and ruff for the dog, and so on. So let's get into Python function and modules. And then Python function and module, we will cover the standard modules, which are OS module, sys module, math module, random, regular expression, HTML, and stat. But I could cover more of them or less of them. Since I have a lot of videos, or I've already covered them, I could just go on with these videos at some point. So then also Python user defined function in modules. We will show you some of them that I have written. and I'll give you examples on those ones as well. Well, then we jump into advanced level programming for Python, and on the advanced level, we cover the majority of the standard libraries and modules. And then when we cover, it is really hard to cover every standard library. But when you cover like 5 or 10 of them, the rest of them are similar information that you can apply for one module, and then you could just say, well, if I want to know the type of the module, you use type, or if you get help, you just do help on it. If you just want to call a method, this is how you call it. If you want to just instantiate a class, how you do it. All of that one, when I show you, you will understand it. And for example, Python object-oriented programming, we will talk about, like, for example, a string. With a string, when you just have a string of Wahid as the value, if you want to change it to uppercase, then that string, string 1 dot to upper method will just change it, or to lower method, it will change it to lower. So those are kind of object-oriented features that when we get to list or a string or tuples, we can apply different methods that are there. We will show you all those features in there. Also, I'm going to show you Python web programming, which is, I have done a lot of them at MyWebUniversity, and I'll cover those ones as well. Then lastly, we're going to cover Python data science and artificial intelligence programming with Python. And with those ones, we're going to jump in from standard libraries and that are just part of Python standards, that they come in with all these double underscore object method, like built-in functions and everything, or regular expression or math and everything we do. Normally, when we install the modules that are not part of the standard, you can use the Python install packages, PEP, that you can install additional Python packages. We show you PEP, and we demonstrate how to list them, how to install them, how to remove them, how to just import them with modules, everything, and how to make sure that they're available for you to use. And then we also discussed on Python object-oriented programming, which all these methods and double underscore magic method, we call it, or dunder method. We will discuss those ones, as well as the 4 paradigm of object-oriented programming language. The 4 paradigm, whether it's Python or C or C++ or Swift or Go language, all of those ones, when we talk about object-oriented programming language, a programming language has to support all 4 paradigms, which is abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphisms. We will show you example of these ones, and we will cover them. For Python modules and web programming, I'm going to show you some of my Python program at MyWebUniversity that I have already written, and for a number of years, I used them since 2000 on Perl language, first in shell scripting and other ones. Then I converted a lot of the Perl to Python in the last maybe 5 or some years after. So the Python CGI, traceback and request modules, I have written them, and they're available in Python, and then Python URL lab and URL lab 3, as well as Beautiful Soup and NumPy, and free PDF module. The free PDF, I have written one video, I have made one video that is showing all the about 32,000 manual pages of Linux Rocky, Linux Red Hat, Linux Ubuntu, as Windows operating system help, as well as Windows PowerShell, about 1,155 PDF files. I have made them all available on my website. I'll demonstrate that one also quickly for you. It is available, so you can just see that you don't have to buy books. Everything is online available for you. 32,000 PDF files. Some of them are 1 pages long, some of them are 500 pages long. And so you can just get it like GCC or G++ or Python itself is a little bit more than 1 page long. So we also talk about Python module for data science. Some of the modules that we will be covering is NumPy module, the SciPy, which is an extension of NumPy. NumPy and SciPy are very, very fast and efficient. They're written in C, and then NumPy, for example, is contiguous memory, and then the same data type. Once you define a data type, it's like an array in C and C++. So you use it, and then with NumPy, is basically for numerical scientific computation. SciPy is an extension of it. We will cover that one. For Matplotlib is all the graphing that you want to do with NumPy, SciPy, and Pandas. You can use Matplotlib and URL tree that have these Matplotlib and other request modules. For Matplotlib, you can graph those images. Sorry, let me go back there. And then we do the Pandas, which is a data science for data analysis, a very good modules that you can write database-related activities and tasks that you want to just write records or a CVS file or some sort of relational tables that you can do like Oracle or MySQL and databases or any other database, Ingress or Django and other ones. So Python modules and NoSQL as well. For Python modules and web programming, I'll show you some examples. And then last but not least, the Python artificial intelligence. We're going to talk about, again, NumPy. I have at least 6 videos already for NumPy. You're welcome to watch them. And then I will cover SciPy, TensorFlow, and Pandas also with that one, as well as the web programming, like some of the videos that I have made already there. And then I want to thank you for your time, and thanks for watching and your subscription. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. And with that, we're going to end this video. And then as you can see here, I'm showing you the video here with Linux Red Hat Enterprise full course. But let me just go to the website here. On the website here, that you can see that MyWebUniversity.com is my website. That is a secure page. And then when you go to the main page, you basically see everything here. As I told you that I'm honorary listee for Marquis Wushu. And then right here, if you go to the MyWebUniversity, this takes you to MyWebUniversity channel. And thanks to your subscription, at this time is 1.120, 1K, and it is growing. So it is no longer less than the number of videos. But still, someone wrote and say, sir, you are doing great. And I believe you deserve more subscription. And I think you're right. And I believe it is all a matter of time that you guys just share these videos to your favorite friends and loved ones so they can watch and get educated as well. I have so many playlists here, and each one of them, like this video, is 6 hours and 18 minutes. The entire Linux Ubuntu, I teach you everything from A to Z. At the same time, if you just come back here and you watch all the videos, then I'll just make more videos, for example, for Python. And then in some of these courses like Linux Red Hat, you could see that I'm teaching you Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9, which is 9.2 is the latest one. So a lot of my videos is the latest and greatest. Linux Ubuntu 22.04 is the long-term support. Although last Friday, and 23.10 showed up. I'm going to make a video on the 23.10 as well. So you are getting that one, as well as Fedora 39. I'm going to just get that one that was also released that matches Linux Ubuntu 10.23. So if you go back to the website here, on the website, you can see here, I have all these videos. For example, Bash scripting, the full course, advanced Linux installation of Linux Ubuntu. These videos are all kind of available for you to watch. The NumPy modules that I was telling you. I only put a sample of them here, but if you go to the website itself on YouTube, you are just seeing all of them available here. And then you can search by the list and then just click on videos, and then everything is available here for you. You can see that I made a lot of videos, a lot of secure shell, a lot of stuff that are available for you, including programming language, as well as operating system, Rocky, Linux, Red Hat, and everything. Bash scripting, a lot of them are there. One of the video that I think is very important for you is this. Let me just search for right here. Over 32,000 PDF files and technical documentation. So if you want to watch this video, this is all written in Python. The video, and I made this one a combination of Python as well as shell scripting and everything. So when you go to my website here and you click next here, this book, The Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu, which is a combination of everything that you need to know. I have about 11 chapters here. Each chapter is online. The entire book, I teach you the entire Linux operating system from basic to intermediate, intermediate to advanced, and then shell scripting, then Unix web administration, like Apache web server, and then the Linux manual pages on PDF files for Ubuntu and C++ and C and headers and includes, as well as Rocky, Red Hat 9.2 header files, as well as Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So for example, if you want to search for Red Hat Enterprise Linux, this is about 12,000 something PDF files, all section programmed to just show you the PDF files by section. So if you're interested to search on section 2 here, everything you click on, you will get a PDF file for that one. So the entire thing, you don't need to just have a Linux operating system, Red Hat in this case. All you need is a browser and internet access and the desire to just go and start learning. And that's at your own pace, at your own convenience from home. And then similarly, if you want to say, for example, Ubuntu, there's about 6,500 technical documentation for Ubuntu. So every command that you click on, you will see that command. And then I give credit to FPDF library. It's one of the free PDF library on Python and the Python programming languages, and manual pages, Ubuntu, the technical documentation, which is general public license, this information. And then I read that one as input, and then I write it with FPDF and my coding level at MyWebUniversity. Then I put this banner to give full credit to all the tools that is available for me to make this possible. And then I put it on a very nice format on my web server, so you could just come in and access it here. And then you don't need to buy books. A lot of these things, if you just have to buy books, imagine 32,000 of them. So this is for Rocky Linux. And like, for example, on Rocky, everything that you click on, you will get the Rocky edition. And I say the same thing for Rocky, and this is documentation for it there. So depending on where you click, you just get the output for that command that I clicked on manual pages for that section. And if you just are interested in section 9 or section 8 or whatever, you just do it. You can also do a Control F search and then say search for PWD, and then print working directory. You could just search it, and then it will tell you that command and then output here. So whatever, if you're searching for, let's say Python, notice that Python 3.9 is installed on this Linux Ubuntu, so you get the output for 9. And if you're looking for other ones, you can do that. And then the same thing for like header files for C and C++. So all of those header files are available here. And then there's a lot more, like chapter 4. If you look at the documentation, I made this table about 88 commands that show you for each row. I gave you 11 commands that you could learn and practice it. And then I made these videos already available. So if you want to just learn the last row from G core all the way to make, that one is video number 8 of 8. And then if you want to look for the first row, this one from user add to group check, and that is this video number chapter 4 part 1. And similarly, the chapter 4 part 2 would be the second row. But if you just are saying that, well, let me see if I click on it, and then can I just learn it online? Yes, I made it all available for you, so you can see it by example and practice it and do it. Imagine how much work I have done to make this one online available. I'll write all this program. Without Python and Shell and other knowledge, I would have never made this one because there's so much details on it. A lot of the commands that you click on, and depend on, like for example, if you click on man list of open files, I just have to generate you the output here on the list of open files. So it is kind of like I made the entire Linux Ubuntu available on the web for you. So you can just come in here, say, give me the printf command here, and then I will give you section 1 printf. But if you say, no, I'm interested on section 3, printf statement, so my code on the program that I wrote here to generate man.cgi is reading this argument as input, and then says, okay, he is interested on section 3, and it is going to give you section 3. So if I say, give me scanf argument, that's also in the standard IO knowledge. But notice that scanf is section 3. So because the way I'm formatting it and the way the Linux manual pages is, the file has already the extension properly, it knows that I'm looking for scanf, which is only found on section 3. But I can also search it like this, minus S3 is scanf, it will search it because the same code. And then if I just look for PUDIS, you know, the PUDIS is also section 3, and then minus S3, PUDIS is there. So notice mount command is section 8. So that is section 8. Then I could just say PUDIS that comes in, and then when I typed in mount, it automatically came out as section 8. But I could also say minus section 8 mount, it will just also tell me that mount is there. And notice that here, for all the commands that you are searching, I put it, say, to learn more, please also look at the see also section. So you come in here, and then all the way on the bottom, you look at the bottom of it. So this is long, so I'm going to move it fast here. And then you can see that there's a see also section at the bottom, somewhere here. It should be, and this a little bit more right here. So all the commands that are related, mount, unmount, umount, file system table, NFS, XFS, file systems, all of them, ZFS, whatever file system that you do, they have to show it for you. And then, for example, if I just say fstab, fstab file system table, now this shows that fstab at the same time, when I go to the see also section of it, the related command must be mount, must be one of them. So let's look at the related commands. See also, and it's a little bit let me just go all the way to the bottom. Maybe it is on the bottom. The see also section of this one is a little bit more on the top, maybe. Okay. This one does not have a see also section, which is kind of odd. because see also section is there. So you can see that the mount command was matching here. It also shows you that they sync together. So that's how you look at it. But in terms of the Python itself, since I showed you those ones, I'm going to also show you one other information here at MyWebUniversity. When you go here, and then you go here, and then I could go to chapter 2, for example, the basic of Linux. I have these 33 commands, and then I dedicated this book, the entire book, to my beloved late brother, Dr. Hamanullah Lutfi. He was the inspiration of my life. He did so much for us. God bless him. He passed away in 2001, but he was a very, very noble person. He helped so many people, not just his own family and friends and loved ones, but he was a cardiologist at Kaiser for 40 years, a surgeon cardiologist, and he helped so much. And then everything that I am doing here is because of his legacy. And God bless him. He is in paradise, inshallah. And he did so much for the humanity. So the legacy goes on forever, you know. We all are going to be someday not here, but this is what we should be just looking to help others there. So if I go back to another chapter here, let's say chapter 3, and then I go on chapter 3 here. Look at this one, Linux, Windows, technical documentation in PDF format. So if you look at this one, this is the Python program that I wrote in free PDF. And then with this one, MyWebUniversity.com, all PDF, I generated about 32,000 Atlas sheets. I mean, not Atlas sheet, PDF files. And then PDF files or documentation for Linux Ubuntu, 6,900. For Rocky is for 11,498. And for Red Hat is 12,744. So right here is the page here as well. So if I just shorten this screen a little bit, and then when you click on that page, everywhere you click on, you will see the PDF files like I showed you. And similarly for PowerShell, right here is about 1,511. So if you click on somewhere here on the PDF file, and then it shows you PowerShell in PDF file, and I give credit again to Windows, PowerShell, Python, free PDF, and MyWebUniversity, and here's your documentation that you click on. So no matter which one you click on, somewhere you click on, you get that command that you clicked on, and it says get help on get file share. If you say, for example, Control F, let's search for get dash process, and I search for it here, the documentation PDF file, and then get dash process is going to show up here. Similarly for Windows, there's about 88 commands. And for Windows, you can also see that I have, like, for example, for type, you have the actual command. And then you can also, I wrote a Python text-to-speech that is actually printing, displaying that information as well as reading.
Displays the contents of a text file or files. Type drive, path, file name.
So it read that one for us. And then at the same time, if you just click on a command that's longer, obviously that page will just show more information. Similarly for the command here in PDF file on audios. So the audio, it will be showing a lot longer right here. And then when you click on it, it reads it. Then you can just read it loud here. So
displays or modifies the checking of disk at boot time.
Just
CHKNTFS volume. CHKNTFS DCHKNTFS.
I'm going to stop it here, but I'm going to just show you that here you have all of the documentation available for you, like I showed you earlier. And then that's about it, but I'm going to just now demo command line. So let me just open up the CMD here. Command line. For this video number 1, I'm just going to give you a highlight of what will come next. So first of all, let's just find out what Python version is installed on this machine. So when you do a py dash dash version, is the same thing as Python dash dash version on Windows. And then when you are just looking at the Python version, you can also say, for example, let's say Python dash V in uppercase will do the same thing. And py dash V will do the same thing. So if I clear my screen here and I say pep dash V for Python pep install packages, it will show that this is there, but the package is for Python 3.10, the pep version 23.10. And then pep dash dash version will also reveal the same thing. So remember that py dash V was showing 3.10, and here Python 3.10. And if I go to Python, automatically it dropped me to 3.10.11, which is the version that is there. And then if I just exit out of this one, I can get into Python and I could get it. So if I just type in py, also get me the same thing. And then if I just exit again, I could get out and then clear the screen. If I just type in here py, this time I'm going to do a quit. You can also quit out of Python by either typing exit or quit. But make sure that you pass on this left parenthesis, right parenthesis. That's a function. It's not a quit command. So that's what is important here. The version detail, for example, if you see this one, when I say py, it dropped me to 3.10.11, but I could also say dir to see all the list of the standard modules and double underscore method, dunder methods, like built-in and other ones are there. So if I say dir of double underscore built ends, that would just show me all the built, sorry, I must have typed in inaccurately, built, sorry. I thought that built ends inaccurately. Now, let's see. Let me see, import OS. I'm going to say os.system. I'm going to clear that screen first. And then I say dir. And then if you see this object is like this, you have to, when you do a dir of double underscore built ends double underscore, this is going to give you all the built-in modules that are available. You can see the list is on and on. So you can also get help on it. And then you just see the information for the built-in modules that are string, classes, tuples, and all those other, and the file error and so on, all the exception. So I'm going to quit out of this one. You can also say type for this one to say what type of, whether it's a function, a module, or a class, or something, you can get that information. Remember the directory that we did, we loaded OS module by saying that import OS. And then now I can say dir of OS. I can see all of the objects and methods and attributes and everything that are there related to the modules. And this is OS is one of the part of the standard. So if I just say, for example, exit out of this, for example, and say clear screen, and I say Python. Now I say dir. Now OS is not loaded yet. When you import it, you get the OS. But this time I'm going to just say import sys module. And sys.version, for example, will tell me the version of 3.11. Sys.version underscore info will give me that information, the major version, the minor version, and the micro version. So 3.10.11 right here is showing, and then do it. Sys.path will give you that information. Sys.executable will give you that information saying that the Python executable is this, and this is sys.path is give you the path to all the modules and executable files. So if you look at the sys.platform, it's Windows 32. On Linux, when you do that one, it is sys. For Windows, it's going to be in not Win32, it's going to be POSIX. So that reminds me that I'm teaching you not Windows, I'm teaching you a Linux platform. So at this point, I'm going to exit out of this one, and I'm going to start off a Linux OS from the virtual machine. So let's get started with one of the OS here. And since this one is Ubuntu 22.4.3 is already open, is the last one that I installed, the last version. Let's get to that one. I don't have to use Ubuntu. I can use Red Hat or Rocky or any other version, but since that one was highlighted, I'm going to just go with that one today. So on every platform that you use, Linux is 80% the same, whether you use Ubuntu or Rocky or OpenSUSE or Fedora or something. Whatever you use, Linux Mint and other ones, you're logging in, and then 80% they're the same. The file system is something that's different. The daemons that are available is something different. And the tools that you use, about 20% are different. So that being said, now I say ID-UN as telling me that I'm logged on. Who am I? I'm logged on as YE. And then if I just say ID-group name, it also shows YE. But ID-U, it says that I'm a group ID 1000. Same thing, ID-G will give me the same thing. ID-A, it will show all that information. So if I clear the screen and say host name, that will say that I'm logged on a host name called MyWebUniversity. Uname-A will just reveal all the information about that one. Uname-N for node name, Uname-S for system name, Uname-R rebuild version, the build version, and -O is for operating system, and then machine type, and then platform. All of that one, you can get it, and you want to just say uname-help, you will get all the information. But at the same time, cat etc os-release will tell you that you're on Ubuntu 22.04.3, and it's a long-term support, which is 5 years from the time that is good until April 17 of 2027. So you can see the code name is Jammy Jellyfish. At this time, we got all the information about OS. Now, if I want to just know the Python version, I say which Python. Then I say, oh yeah, Python is not showing there, but maybe which Python 3 is installed. So if I say Python here, dash version is not going to run because that binary is not found. So in order for me to get that one on Linux, you can type in the alias command to see the list of commands. So at this time, I could say alias Python is equal Python 3. Python 3, now I made an alias for Python. So if I say Python, it's going to say that whenever I type in Python dash version, run Python 3 dash version. So clearing the screen, notice now I have that one. So if I say Python 3 dash version, it is the same thing as Python dash uppercase V is the same thing, and Python itself is there. Because I created this Python alias that's saying that now when I say which Python, it says that this Python is not found, but there's an alias Python that is pointing to this binary, which Python 3, it is available. File user bin Python 3 would say that this is a Python 3 symbolic link to Python 3.10. So if I just say, go ahead, show me Python 3.10, then the actual physical file that is executable link format, 64-bit, and then that one is Python 3.10. So this one, as you can see here, it says it's symbolic link. So if I say ls minus ld user ben Python 3, this also revealed that there's a symbolic link here. Python 3 is symbolic link to Python 3.10. And you can see this L, that means a symbolic link on this. You can also do a stat, and on this command, say a stat to get a statistic, and that will also tell you that, let me clear the screen a little bit, and then I run the ls minus ld, and then I run this stat. Then you can see that ls minus ld was showing that's a symbolic link, and right here, stat also says it's a symbolic link. And then the permission, all the details are here. You can see it's the L for symbolic link, read, write, execute by the owner, read, write, execute by the group, and read, write, execute by others. Symbolic link usually is 777, which is read, write, execute for everybody, owner, group, and others. And then also the access modification information is there, and what type of file it is. All the details are here on the inode structure. Like if I say ls, the same command, instead of this one, I say ls minus li, you can see this inode number is right here, and the inode number is here. So you can get a lot of details on Linux with everything. And this time, and now we're going to just say, okay, we have that one, pep, you say which pep is there. Pep is also available, file user ben pep, and that one is a Python script. So pep list will just give me a list of all packages there. So if I say pep list and then do a grep minus I, on Windows you do a find string or find, and then on the Linux you do grep or egrep to search for a string. So if I say look for a request method to see it's there, it is going to, I have to put a request, request with S, and that would find the version. And if I just say, what about NumPy? NumPy, and NumPy is there also. And what about SciPy? SciPy, SciPy, that might not be there, so I need to install it. And then with this one, which apt install is one of the package, application package toolkit. That's file manager for you to install application, or a package manager in this case, not file manager. So apt install, and then when you say SciPy. So it's gonna say, well, this one requires sudo access and requires privilege. On Windows, you can do that one without the permissions, so it is okay. And then here I just say sudo switch user do apt install SciPy. If I am allowed on the permissions, then I provide the password by my user Wahid, and then it's gonna run it, and then now SciPy is unable to locate SciPy. So it did not find the package SciPy, apt install SciPy. Oh, pep install, sorry, not apt. We want to just use a pep instead of the, if it is a repository that is an apt repository, you can use the app. But in this case, it's a pep install. We have to use that one to do it, and then a successful install an NumPy and SciPy extension. So now we go to do the grep on command here with apt list SciPy, and it's going to show the version. Similarly, if I say, let's do apt, not apt, pep install pandas. So the packages, I didn't need sudo access on it. So when the package is getting installed here, I didn't need to install the SciPy also there. So I could have just done this one, and let me just say pep remove or uninstall SciPy. Do you want to install it? I say yes. And now this one says there's something with a permission, but this one, because I installed it as root, and let me just do a sudo here. And then now I'm going to say yes, and it did it correctly. So if I say pep list and then grep minus sci5, then it's going to say it is not there. Now I'm going to say pep install. With this user, who am I don't need to do a sudo. So which user do? So I say pep install sci5. And then right there, it is going to install it. Similarly with the pandas we did. So we could do that one. A number of other modules that we could do. So if I just say now, let's get into Python just to show those ones. And then I say import SciPy as SP. Now, dir of SP is all the extension that are in addition to NumPy is there. So I could also do help on SP. You could get all the help that says scientific computing package for Python. And then this is all the details of the SciPy package, but I'll cover those ones in details next time. And then you could do also type on SP to see what the modules are there, or dir of SP to see what is the functions, that methods that are available, everything that is available for it. Similarly, you could say import pandas as PD. Now, dir of PD, dir of pandas, you can see all these methods that are available for you. And then help of PD, it will tell you, is a powerful data analysis and manipulation of libraries for Python pandas. So they give you a lot of kind of functionality to do object relation tables and everything on the pandas. And then you can read data from the stock market, from weathers, and from a database, from a relational tables, all of them. Django is another one that you could use. A lot of these tools or for data science are really cool. So in addition, you could say, for example, import matplotlib. If it is not there as MP, if it is not there, you see matplotlib is not there, then I have to install it, say, clear the screen, and then I say, since the matplotlib is not there, I have to say pep install matplotlib. And then once you install it, it's going to be available as a package. Clear the screen, pep list, grep minus I, matplotlib. It is there with the version that are installed. Then I say Python 3, and then I say import matplotlib as MP, and then dir of MP. All the functions that you can draw and paint and show and everything is use it. All of them are available for you. Help and then MP, it will give you the help on the matplot, and then it show you some of the examples how to use it. It's very extensive. So I have done a lot of NumPy and graphic and scientific kind of videos there for sine and cosine graph and every other ones. So please watch those videos, but I will make more on these ones when you're there. So there of these plus now you can see that I have loaded a lot of them, right? Matplot and then SciPy or whatever that you load every time you get in. If you say import SciPy as SciPy here, and let me just check here something. So let's say I forgot the name of it. Well, I mistyped it. It is actually size or like scientific, and then pi, SciPy. If you forgot that one, how would you know that what was the name here? You could, inside even Python, you could say import OS module, and they say, if you look at the dir of OS, you can have all these commands that you can run. And then, for example, I could say os.system, clear my screen, clear screen. And then remember, the clear command is the command to clear screen. So I have to close it here. And this is the command that you do. So here, if I just say dir of OS, notice a lot. But then if I want to clear it, I could run this command and it will clear it. Remember I said os.name, this is POSIX, and that's what it is. On the Windows side, it was Windows 32. There's a lot of information. So import sys module, and then I say sys.path, notice the path is there, sys dot executable, and that's there. Sys.platform is Linux. Sys.version is going to show you the version 3.10. Sys.version info shows you the minor, major, everything there. So you could get a lot of information here. At the same time, if you look at the OS, for example, for one thing that I wanted to show you, os.system, you could also run the command like uname-a here and get the output here. Or you run the calendar command and get the output here. So there's a lot of functionality that is within the Python standard libraries and everything. At the same time, I'm not going to have this video forever. Let's just quit out of it, and we are going to call it end of the video. And then we could just cover more next time as well. So this is all available for you. And I may make another video on Red Hat, or maybe use Linux Ubuntu, doesn't matter. So let me just exit out of this one, and then I'm gonna just log out here. It's always good when you're not using your system to log out, and then don't be on the internet forever when you're not using it. It is good, but this is all virtual machine on the ones that I'm just bringing up and on demand, and I can shut it down on demand. And then I'm back into this one. If you haven't subscribed, this is a good opportunity for you to just watch these videos and then subscribe, and make sure that you pass on the knowledge to your loved ones and friends and families and classmates and co-workers. Knowledge is power. Sharing makes us all powerful. And then honestly, when you share, you care. By sharing this information to your loved ones, you tell them that how much you love them and how much you care for them to succeed in their life. That is all important. Okay, take care. God bless you all. Love and peace to all humanity. Please support humanity everywhere you go. That's all matters to us. Humanity and good deeds will stay there forever. Everything else is just a waste of time. So that's all. Waste of time, I mean, like the bad stuff that people are sometimes involved. So let's just end it. I'm going to end this video, and let me just call it for the day. Have a good one. God bless you all.